Great job making it this far. We've created our home page, but now we're ready to build the About page and the Contact page. The About page is less complex than the Contact page, so let's start with that first and then build on what we learn. First, we're going to create a new file called about.html. Unlike our index file, we can actually call this file whatever we want as long as we maintain the .html file extension. So, if I click on my workspace here using the right mouse button, I can select New File, and I'll just go ahead and type about.html. And Workspaces will open the blank file for me. Almost every web server recognizes the special file name index.html, and it will use it as the home page, which is why we want to keep its special naming. With our about.html file created, let's copy all of the HTML from our index page over to the About page, because most of what we need is already there. The easiest way to select all of our text is to use the keyboard shortcut Command-A on a Mac or Control-A on Windows. So if I just click in my text editing area and hit Command-A on my Mac, and then hit Command-C to copy all of the text, I can then click on about.html and hit Command-V to paste all of it. Now, let's save the file and see what it looks like in the browser. So, if I switch over to my browser here, I can actually click on About, and it will take me to about.html. Of course, the page looks exactly the same as our home page, index.html, because we haven't changed anything yet. So let's start modifying about.html. I'm going to scroll up to the top of the file here. And first, I'm going to change the selected navigation item over to About. So I'll remove the class selected from the portfolio navigation item, and I will add the class selected to About. Next, I'm going to delete everything inside of our section element here, and I can just start the selection and then hold down Shift and click to continue the selection down to where my cursor is, and then I can just hit the Delete key. This will leave us with our header, our navigation, and our footer, and then leave us with a blank section that we can fill out later. That's because we want our header and footer to be the same on every page, with the exception of the selected item. So I've saved about.html, and let's switch over to the browser and go to about.html. And as you can see, we have our header and our footer, and then the content area or the section is blank. You'll also notice that the About navigation item is now the selected nav item. If I go back to Portfolio, the portfolio is the selected nav item. So if we click back and forth between the two pages, the site visitor can see which page they're currently on just by looking at the navigation. Now, let's go back to our HTML. Once we're done, we'll add a little bit of CSS to make it all work. Inside of our section, I'm going to add a profile picture of myself. Inside of the image folder here, I have the file nick.jpg, and that's a picture of me. So let's go ahead and add it. I'm going to say image src for source, and then the path to our image, which is image/nick.jpg, For the alternate text, I'm going to say photograph of Nick Pettit. And then I'm going to add the class profile photo. And then I'll close the tag. This image should already be included in your images folder, but you should add your own profile picture. A square image that is around 200 pixels in both width and 200 pixels in height should work best. But you can go up and down in those values, and the design should still work okay. Experiment and see what works best. Next, after our image, I'm going to add a third level headline that says About. Finally, I'm going to add some paragraph text about myself. You should customize your own text so that it's about you. I'm going to say, "Hi, I'm Nick Pettit. This is my design portfolio where I share all of my favorite work. When I'm not designing things, I enjoy exercising, playing video games, drinking good coffee, and more." Of course, your description can be longer or shorter, and you can put whatever you'd like. Next, I'm going to put another paragraph, and in this paragraph, I'm going to say, if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, my username is @NickRP, and then a period. Now, it would be nice if we could actually click on that username and go to my Twitter profile page. And again, this should of course be your Twitter profile or whatever link that you'd like. So we've wrapped it in an anchor element, and I'm going to copy and paste the link to my Twitter profile, just like that. So now if you click in the footer, you can go to my Twitter profile, or you can go ahead and just click on this link in the text. Now let's refresh the page, after saving of course, and see what it looks like before we add any CSS. So there's the picture of me. There is our About headline. And then there's the paragraph text that we wrote. And you can see that @NickRP is linked to my Twitter profile page. Great.